Welcome back to the Co-OpCast. Glad to be with you guys. I'm here, one of your hosts, Colin, the Baron 72C, here with Soy Sauce and Carter CDC. Good to be back here recording right after your 4th of July celebrations. My weekend's been crazy. How you guys doing?
Amazing. I learned how to paddleboard on the weekend.
Ooh.
And it's kind of boring, but kind of fun.
I don't think I've ever tried it, but it sounds fun.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
You just kind of like on a surfboard and just paddle around.
Yeah. My week was good. I got to see you, Colin, for like
20
an
minutes.
hour or less.
An hour.
I was busy
yeah.
with my son, but it was nice seeing you for the 4th of July get together. My week's been good. Yeah, I got a grill from my brother-in-law. My wife went to Utah for like a week, and then on the way back, she brought one of my brother-in-law's grills. So we've been cooking on the grill pretty often. And
Nice.
We've also got a little kitten. We got a little kitten in our house now. Her name is Rue. So we added another pet to the family.
Nice.
How
much does that make it? 3 now?
Yeah, 3. We had 2
Wow.
cats last year, but during the winter we lost one of them. But so we still have 3 pets, pretty much.
So is it you or Mimi who's more into pets and animals?
This cat is pretty much all Mimi's. She's just
okay.
treating it like her own baby, pretty much. So like, it's been fun. It's nice having a little kitten just walking around the house and just chilling. It's better than a crazy dog running around in your house.
Yeah,
For sure. My weekend was crazy. Like Curtis said, I was with him at the 4th of July for about an hour at our family get-together. Since I'm in Idaho, it was a nice 9-hour drive there on Thursday and a 9-hour drive back on Monday, so good times. But it was worth it because my whole family was together for the first time in like 3 years, so it was great. My immediate family was all together, so it was awesome.
that's fun. You said 3 years?
Mm-hmm. Just about, something like that.
So they didn't all come for your wedding? Did some people miss it?
No, since it was during COVID and my sister, she lives in North Carolina, and she just couldn't make it out. Flights and everything like that was crazy.
That makes sense.
And then also my other sister in Idaho, she just like had a baby, or she was like super pregnant at the time, and it was just tough on her. So a couple people couldn't make it for the wedding, and it's fine.
Yeah.
COVID screwed all that over, but
For
it's
real.
whatever.
Right. No, the 4th of July was pretty cool. I mean, it's been different for me recently because every 4th of July for like the past couple of years, I've been on the tractor when the fireworks go off. So it's like usually 20 or 30 minutes before the fireworks go off that I need to go on the tractor. So by the time I get going, I look around the slope where we live, and it's just cool to see, like, you look all around you and you just kind of see little by little different fireworks from different families, different get-togethers. You can tell, like, oh, there's a group of people having a good time. Oh, there's another group of people over there having a good time. There's probably the fireworks that I was supposed to be there for over there. But it's been cool. I mean, it's kind of a cool experience to see it all together.
Mm-hmm.
So
For sure.
what do the Christensens do every 4th of July?
So we all get together at Grandpa Christensen at his house and kind of have like a little barbecue. These last couple years, it hasn't really been a barbecue. It's like more like desserts and stuff. But like when we were younger, it used to be like a big old barbecue and everybody comes and has dinner and whatnot there. But the family's just getting too freaking big, man. So you can't cook for that many people. Just because all of his kids are married and now all of his grandkids are married and having kids, it's just like the family's too big.
Yep.
So they just have like a potluck dessert thing and
So
then fireworks.
I think my son was my grandparents' 51st great grandkid.
Dang.
Yeah, something crazy.
And I think your sister, or your brother Colin, was the 50th.
Gotcha. I think Grandma told us that she has 54. I think on Saturday.
Now she has 54.
Yeah, 54 great grandkids. Like some absurd number. Like
That's crazy. Like you never think about how fast that number grows compared to grandkids. Because when you get to great grandkids, it's like that family tree is like so much bigger at the bottom of that tree.
We're just a bunch of bunnies out here. Like, well, we're probably going to come at you guys with a little bit shorter of an episode today. as I'm talking about this at 7 minutes in, but we're just going to be talking about ranked play and our opinions on different games and their ranked systems, and like things that we could think of that are improved on, or things that we like about them and whatnot. Just ranked play in general, because we hear a lot from like professional gamers and stuff. If you watch Twitch a lot, of like professional gamers and how they could enhance gameplay and whatnot, and a lot of that does with ranked gameplay. And I think for where we're at gameplay at video games, our opinions are completely different because we're not as good. So
yep,
that's my,
when I like think about competitive gaming, it just feels like I'm like two opposites, because for me gaming has always been more of like a casual experience, like for me to like relax and like wind down. But like as I've been getting older and competitive gaming has seen it's been seeming to be more competitive because of streamers, I believe, and like the esports scene. It's like been taking that out of it. 'Cause like I feel like when as kids when we would play Halo, not the competitive mode but just multiplayer and like against people, and like we really cared. It felt more casual and felt like a winding down experience. But it's feel like as I've gotten older, it's just been getting stressful, and it's been the opposite of what gaming should be for people. You know what I'm saying? Have you guys felt that? Have you guys felt that way too? Maybe at times.
For me,
a little here and there.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, like
sometimes.
For me, it's what I crave, because I don't have a lot of time. I mean, I have a balance of the games I play. I have the competitive games I play, and then I have like the one or two casual games that I casually, see every now and then. Lately, I've been seeing it a lot more recently, casual games. But I really fell in love with a certain competitive game a few years ago, which I'll talk about later. But it really struck something in me that I never experienced before until then. And, because before then I was playing Mario Kart and Wii games, and Nintendo games. And when I finally experienced like an actual competitive game where I could improve in my skill level and work as a team together with friends or random people, I never had that experience before until I played Counter-Strike. And so I had a really awesome time playing it. And even today, I really crave that like competitive nature in games. I can't really wind down just like playing a single player game. It's not really my thing anymore. But there's games for everyone. Like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a single player casual game, but for me, I really like that ranked atmosphere, even though it can be really toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it when it's done right, when it's done for everybody could get into it and everybody has a good time and whatnot. Like, I don't know. I guess, should I just get into my favorite ranked game that I've always played?
Yeah.
Throughout the years. So the game I've probably been the biggest in throughout the years and probably know the most about how the ranked system works is Rocket League. And we've talked about it multiple times on here about me playing Rocket League and how many hours and whatnot I put into it. And I got it to a pretty high rank. I got to champion, which is like 2 ranks down from the top of it.
Nice.
What I think Rocket League does very well is it doesn't it blocks people in certain groups very, very well. Like if you are a bronze player, you are a bronze player. Like, and you're going to have like good games every single time until you get better, until you practice and get better and play more and do that. I can't tell you how long I was stuck in bronze and silver until finally I broke through to gold and platinum and diamond and things like that. But no matter what rank I was, I never felt like I was unrightly stuck. Like I was never like unjustified to be where I was at. It felt like I was supposed to be there. Like right now, whenever I jump on now, I'm like either platinum 3 or diamond 1. And that's right around where I'm skill level I am. Yeah. And I think that's what they do very well. With it now free to play for everybody. Thanks Epic Games for bringing more people to the game. But also, free to play I see is a problem, because I jumped on a few nights ago and you can tell there's Smurfs. Like there's becoming to have that little bit of a plague of more and more people coming in and kind of ruining the game. Because I played against someone that's easily a grand champ because of the crap he was doing. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to stay away from the terminology of the game because you guys won't understand it. But like, it was just some crazy stuff that like I could probably do once every 7,000 games. Like, and he was doing it every other shot.
Right. Which clearly, he was not in that correct league.
Yeah. Exactly. And I don't know. I just don't know how you combat that, of people that either just jump in and start smurfing, or people that buy new accounts to smurf. I don't know how you combat it. It's tough. Yeah. We'll probably talk a little more about that a little later, but that's the biggest thing, is they do very well on bracketing you. Because I feel like some other games I've played, they kind of put you somewhere, and then you just feel like you're stuck in that spot because people are better than you in that spot, but you're also being carried. So, like, you never go down or you never go up. You're stuck, and then the gaming experience gets really bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And that's something that definitely needs to be dealt with any competitive game, is smurfing. And for those of you who don't know what smurfing is, it's when someone with a higher ranked goes down and plays in lower ranked matches, and it just ruins the experience for everyone else. They might feel good. It's almost like bullying. Like a bully goes and picks on a younger and weaker kid, and that kid can't really do anything about it at the time, like during that moment. And even the players that are on that Smurfs team, they're going to get, ELO, what we call it, is they're going to get their rank increased, and then they're going to be playing against people that are much better than them in the first place. So it just kind of ruins the whole experience. It really can break a game.
Yeah, it's just like having Russell Wilson on a high school football team.
Yeah.
The whole freaking game is ruined for the other 20,
it's like that
21 people.
It's like that Peyton Manning commercial where he just decks a kid in the head with a football.
So I have a question about like competitive games. So for you guys in general, who you guys can think of your competitive games, let's say that a rank didn't exist. Like it would put you in the right games with people, but you would never know what your rank is. Does the rank that you receive drive you to keep playing that game competitively? Or is there a different factor that you would rather look for instead? Because like for me with Counter-Strike, I wanted to see that rank. I wanted to see that bronze color turn to silver, or silver turn to whatever it was. I can't remember the Nova stars. Gold. And then, seeing that rank increase and kind of flexing it with everyone in the games that I would play.
Yeah, I guess for me to talk about it on that point is I don't think I would have gotten super far in Rocket League, gotten up there if I didn't see the rank. Like a game like that, it needs rank play. There's no other reason to have the game if it doesn't have rank play. The game's fun for 3 hours and then you're done because there's nothing. There's no reward. There's no dopamine release in your head. There's no purpose to the game other than to play the game, which for a lot of people that's good enough. And for a lot of other games I play, that's good enough too, because it's the game. That's what you want to play. That's why you're playing it, is to play the game. So, but Rocket League, I can guarantee you I've only played it for probably about 100 hours instead of about 1,100.
Yeah.
So, like thinking about Call of Duty and how they do it, the way they rank it is they give you either your basic and your top and your bottom 50% of all Call of Duty players, or your advanced, so your top 50%, or your expert, so like top 20, and then your I can't remember what the word is, like top 5%. So I've I've hit the second one. I've hit top 20%, and it feels really good seeing that color on my, because with Call of Duty, it's very fluid, and like every 4 days it'll change, and like a new ladder comes out, and you have to like get your rank again. So I've always hit advanced or like the top 20% one, and it's cool to like see my color purple while other people's isn't, and that's pushed me in Call of Duty. But like thinking about my past with Call of Duty, I never played competitively. It was just for guns and skins, which that was fun, but that is not a driver anymore in my life necessarily, because it just isn't. The rank is. And what was the other part of your question again? It was, what would you see otherwise?
Basically the question was just like, does that rank, does that drive you to keep playing? Does it drive you to continue playing competitively? And like, do you do it more for yourself? Like, are you feeling good that you got that rank, or to like, I don't know, flex it and kind of broaden your experience by playing with more experienced players? Because the higher rank you are, the better players you're going against at the same time.
It's harder. Yeah, I wouldn't say I do it for the flex. I'm curious how, because I feel like in most matches I play, I'm the top fragger usually, or like top 2. So I just wanted to see. The reason why I keep playing Call of Duty, the League, because I've never played it my whole life, is I just want to see how good I actually am, because I feel like I'm pretty decent, and it feels good to get told what I am. Right. That's kind of my problem with. I wish Valorant would do that. Like, you're this percentage of the players. I know they do that for the very top people. Right. But like, I think it'd be really cool if they like changed it to where you can see what percentage of the. Because I'm really interested. Because I feel like when us 5 are together, we're really freaking good. Like, we're pretty. Like we don't lose. Yeah, we don't lose the people unless there's a freaking Smurf, and as long as we're all playing our like B game and we're communicating, we're really good. And I'm just curious how many people are better than me. Like, what percent is better than us? Because I don't know.
That's the hard thing with Valorant, is like you lose as a team.
Yeah.
And so
makes it harder.
When you have your rank, that accumulates every person that you play with, and so it's hard to tell exactly how good you are compared to everyone else. I mean, with like stats with sports teams in real life, you can kind of tell which individual player and how good they are, but
yeah, that's
you can't really just rely on the KD.
That's the freaking problem, man.
Certain games
with Valorant, with with Call of Duty, like that's the problem with Call of Duty as well. Not that problem, but people will leave during the match and they still affect your score the same, which is retarded. I don't know why they don't fix it. But like, I do respect Call of Duty for the fact that if my teammates leave and I'll still have a really freaking good game, I'll get like 7,000 points, and then their top fragger will get like 3,000. I'll lose because someone left, but they don't ever go against me as my rank, which when I saw that really pushed me to want to play Call of Duty more, because I knew that no matter what my teammates did, it does hurt you in a way, because it takes away your ability to make your logo look better in the league, because the more times you've won and got points, they'll reward you with more stars, and like from a bronze logo to silver to gold to different things. So it does hurt you in that way, but I don't really care about that. That's just the thing. I just want, the rank is also there, and the rank doesn't affect. They know how good you did, and they'll reward you for that. And Valorant is just, I feel like that's just the biggest problem with me, is that whole aspect where I know it's die as a team, win as a team, but at the same time, I don't know, it's a problem.
Like, when I go 2-14 and you go 20-10, like, why are you so affected? Why are you still losing 20 to 27
yes, yeah.
point MMR and I only lose like 15 sometimes? It's like, what is this? I don't understand.
It needs to be dynamic scoring.
Yeah, like, for sure. Like, it should be partly team, and it should also be partly individual too, but I don't know. And I feel like that would fix some of the smurfing problem too, because if you did really freaking good, okay, let's bump you up.
Yep.
Let's bump you up harder.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I go comment on the Call of Duty ranked question that Carter had? So I have really only played Call of Duty casually, and I think the reason why it needs to have a competitive side and why every game nowadays that that wants to stay alive for X amount of years, like there's a lot of games that hold their place as we're here to be a game to be played maybe 3 times and then you don't play it again because we want to tell our story kind of thing. But if you're wanting to be a Call of Duty, these big AAA games, these big competitive games, there has to be a scene for it to drive people to keep playing it. Because back in the day, say Modern Warfare 2 days, what everybody went for was having big clips and big things like that, like trick shots and just playing really well, playing for the skins, everything like that. But as we've already said, that's kind of shifting with pro gaming, esports, everything like that. Like, what am I trying to say? It's not enough anymore. Like, we've talked about it in the past, how games today kind of feel like they're going a little stale. And I feel like it's because they're just not built right to be competitive in the right way. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Because, like, what Sawyer's saying, I completely agree with Valorant. It's a great competitive game. I feel really good when I play well.
Yep.
And I feel really crappy when I am unfairly played against. But I just feel like the ranking system isn't complete. Like, some games I'll have a good game. I feel like I'm always in the middle of the pack in our group of friends that we play with. And I feel like that should show, because usually you pop off a few games here and there, Sawyer. Carter's usually at the top. We have another buddy that's usually at the top. Like, I feel like we should have a spread, a little bit of ranks, and that's fine in our group of friends. Yeah. But it's also that team aspect. I don't know. I'm just kind of going off the hip here. But as we're evolving in gaming, casual gaming is becoming less and less, and I feel like competitive gaming is becoming more and more, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing in video games.
Yeah, I could see where you're coming from, and it makes me think of Halo Infinite coming out. It makes me wonder where the competitive scene is going to be with that game.
Yeah.
And just see how it competes with other competitive games at its time. And what I also thought when you were talking about that, Colin, was I think you need to add that element of grind to games to keep them alive. And there already are grinds way back then, like getting all those skins and camos on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But those grinds will end. And with competitive games, and that rank will never end. There's nights where we'll play 4 competitive games of Valorant. We'll win 2, and then we'll lose 2. And we're pretty much exactly at the same MMR spot that we were at the beginning of the night.
Yeah.
And so even if we get to the very top rank, you have to maintain that rank to keep it up, or else it resets. And so that's a grind that you can implement in games to keep them alive a lot longer. And then you add the whole camo grinds as well, and all these other grinds. I think people really like that grinding aspect, especially in those kind of games.
Well, and I like the grind. I like games that give you something to achieve, but there's also the other side of it, is don't make it a mindless grind where it's gonna be useless in the future. Does that make sense? Like Destiny and Destiny 2, I played the crap out of Destiny 2 when it came out, and I took a 3-4 week break because I had something going on in my life. I don't remember what it was. 2017, 2018, like way in the past. But Destiny 2, the new DLC came out, and you basically start from ground zero. And it's just like, well, all those hundreds of hours of grinding that I just did to get to where I am are wasted. Like, I feel defeated when I play that. So I think it's that too, is you need to have the grind, but it needs to have a purpose behind it, and it needs to have that feeling of achievement. I should never feel disappointed other than in my ability in the game. Because if I play bad, I play bad. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
A lot of games nowadays, that grind goes with the battle pass. A lot of games, there's like, I mean, on Steam, there's the achievements. A lot, like 90% of the community doesn't ever look at the achievements. It wasn't like the Xbox days where you want to get all those Xbox achievements. which shout out, me and Colin got all the Minecraft achievements on the Xbox.
Let's go back in like 2012.
Yeah. Which one of them was you had to ride a minecart from one side of the world to the other.
Yeah,
Wow.
for 1,000 blocks.
Yeah. And we did it on survival mode. Anyway. Yeah, the battle pass is pretty much the grind nowadays for these games. And I kind of like it. I did kind of bash on battle passes earlier in this series. But with competitive games, you play the competitive game and you have the battle pass on the side. You don't really have to do anything like different. It's just get kills, plant bombs, defuse bombs, buy shields. It's just like playing the game. Just adds a little bit of, just kind of sprinkles a little bit more stuff on the side.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of still want more of a specific grind as well. Like I don't know, those achievements back in the day, like on Halo. Like, what are some of the achievements that you guys can remember? Like,
get a Killionaire. Like that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Get a Killionaire was a huge one.
And then you can flex that with like a skin on your Halo character.
Mm-hmm.
And it means something.
Beat the campaign on Veteran. Or on
Now everyone has a
Legendary.
skin that they purchased for $20.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't prove any of their skill or anything. So
It just looks
it's changed. Yeah. That's kind of where I was going with that. Like, just that whole mindset. It's just a good and bad.
It's yeah.
Well, I wonder if that's what Halo Infinite's gonna have. Sorry, Sawyer. Can
No,
I
you're good. You're
cut
good.
you off?
Go.
But that's what I kind of think Halo Infinite's gonna have is that grinding system where it's like, no, you're not gonna get every skin just by buying them. You're gonna have to work for them. So that's cool. What were you gonna say, Sawyer?
I was saying we're like in this weird situation where we love the direction that video games are free, but we understand that the money has to come from somewhere, and I hate cash shops, and like I play Final Fantasy, and even though the cash shop is more for like dumb cosmetics, you can't really get anything really good in it. You can just get like some mounts. And it's obvious when someone has a bought-in mount, but it just takes away from like the magic of it at times. Like, if you see someone with a bought-in mount, you just know that they bought it. And I just, I love the idea of that. Everyone working for in competitive games, everyone that skin, you got to do something to get it, and you did something cool. And it's like that line where like, okay, I want it free, but I don't want bought skins, and I'm fine with battle pass because you had to accomplish that.
Yep.
But it's just this. It's like, how can we have it free, but then also not have cash shops? That's like my thought process. Like, what's the thing that can change that? And that's just like my hopes, I guess.
Yeah, you can have both. You can easily have both, the grind and the skins just to buy. Like the last game I played that, like, would put fear in my heart during the loading screen of the game was Smite, because it's kind of the same loading screen as League of Legends, where it shows your team at top, the other team at the bottom. And in Smite, the more you play a certain character, the more you can like unlock the border around that character image of your guy on the loading screen. And sometimes the enemy would have like this decked out golden border with like max level on that character, which just shows that they have played that certain character for hundreds of hours. And when you're in that loading screen, you're just like, oh crap. And you couldn't just buy that. You can't just go to the store and buy that border and buy those achievements. So it's just a good, like for me and my personality, I like that kind of content where you can prove to the other team and to your teammates that you have put in that time and you put in the skill required to be good at the game. But you can also spend money to buy skins too.
Yeah, for sure. Well, me and Sawyer have kind of bashed over the two games we bring here. What was the game you were going to say, Carter? We all know it, but...
Yeah, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. It's Counter-Strike. So, I don't know if I mentioned before, but when I switched to my laptop from Xbox, I was going to go full in on PC gaming. And I got Counter-Strike because I wanted a shooter game, and it looked like the most popular one at the time because Call of Duty wasn't really big on PC back then. So I got it, and I opened up the game, and besides the fact that I didn't know how to aim down the sights, which you couldn't, and I was trying to like look up how to, I was looking at like all the armory, all the guns. And I was like, wait, I already have all these guns unlocked. What the heck? And wait, I have like, there's nothing to unlock. What the heck? Because I'm so used to, like, I played a little bit of Call of Duty back then. I played more Halo, which is more similar because you don't really unlock guns and stuff on Halo. But I was expecting it to be more like Call of Duty where you unlock all these attachments and all these perks and stuff. But as soon as you get the game, you have everything. So I learned pretty quickly that in a game like Counter-Strike, you become better, not your account, not your player. And that kind of makes smurfing easier, you know, because you can just get the game and you're already, everything is in your hands. But that was my first time really getting into a competitive game, Counter-Strike. And I was so excited to share it with all of you guys because I don't even know if you have even heard of it before until I mentioned it to you guys.
Nope.
But it was so fun teaching you guys how to play it and just getting into it as a team. Because before that, I didn't really have a team to play with or friends. So when we all got into it, it was just a blast. And having that badge, like that rank, it's almost like a badge of honor that you take with you. Like you could tell people like, yeah, on Wingman, I got global elite. I got the highest rank possible on Wingman. But that's not as flexing as the main competitive game mode. But still, it was really fun for me to get on every other night and try to get that highest rank in the game on Wingman, which is 2v2 instead of 5v5. But yeah, for me, I just really loved getting that rank on my profile because it's just such a motivator for me. But ever since then, I've always looked for competitive games. And ever since Valorant came out, I've pretty much thrown Counter-Strike away. But I'm still hoping for a better, newer release of Counter-Strike in the future. But for now, I think all three of us are pretty much all into Valorant right now. And I think we can move on to Valorant, you know, to kind of wrap things up.
Yeah.
Like, Valorant we've probably put the most time into Valorant altogether as a team. Like the amount of hours we put in at the same time playing together. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, how have you guys experienced a game like Valorant with its competitive nature? And I don't know, what do you guys feel about that game?
I feel like you live by the rank and you die by the rank. Like, because of smurfing, like I feel like I could be so much more invested in the game than I already am. Even though, you know, we'll play it 3 times a week, 4 times a week. I still feel like I could even give more of it if there was a system in place to fix that, because it feels hopeless at times trying to get our ranks higher. And that's probably my biggest downfall for Valorant. You know, I don't know what they could do better in terms of this you know, the system in place for it. But I feel like if I could see more growth in it and see more growth in my rank, I feel like I would play more of it by myself, or because quite honestly, these type of games I only really find joy playing with you guys. I never really seek it on my own, and it's probably partially because of we're in this terrible situation in bronze, silver, and we're just like in this valley between 2 peaks, and we just can't, you know, get out of it, and it's really frustrating. But other than that, I think the game's just really well made, and I love everything about it except for that.
Yeah, It's like what Carter said with Smite. It's whenever I see an enemy Reyna, I'm just like,
yeah,
here we go. Is this one going to actually be a normal Reyna, or is it going to be one that's going to drop 30 kills just because they're smurfing?
Yep.
And it's always a Reyna. No, same thing. I think also the problem with it is when I see that they're smurfing, it makes it so I don't want to play the game. So you guys have noticed I probably play once or twice a week now. Like, I don't play all that often, and like there'll be spurts where I play more and more just because I'm into it. But right now it's just like, man, I just don't want to have a bad time tonight, so I'm not going to play it. And that just makes my rank worse, because then the next time I get on, I can't aim worth a crap. I'm awful. It's just, So it's just this downward spiral right now, I feel like, and I need to get back on the grind. But I don't think that's really going to happen because we're moving here pretty soon. So it's going to be tough to do that. But it's just talking about this and making me want to play more Valorant right now.
It's hard, man. Like the first month we played it, we had this like plan that we're like, okay, we're going to do these drills and practice these plays, get on and do like one competitive a day and then just do unrated the rest of the night. And then we get into our first match, we get destroyed by one person on the other team. And then like after that, we're just so demotivated. I don't even care what my rank is anymore. Back then, I really wanted to push my rank as high as I could, but it just doesn't give me that motivation anymore just because I could make all of that progress go down the drain within like 5 to 10 games.
Gone.
Well, there was a time like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I looked at my like history and the whole thing was red. Like I've never had that before. Like usually it's about half and half. The whole thing that time was red, and it was like it was games from the week before and that week and like just stuff like that. And it was just shows you how much of a problem it is if I can't win one freaking game out of 10. Like
you hold the scoreboard button, the tab, and you see the score, and everybody has like 11, 10, maybe some have 5 or 6, and then one person has 35. And you can tell that that's a problem. That's not just their lucky day.
And I know we've mentioned this before, like in person, not on the podcast, that there needs to be a very quick jump up. If someone gets 40 kills and everyone else has 10, they shouldn't be given 20 points. It should be given freaking 3 ranks up and then see how they do. I feel like that's a normal thing in games, right? Like, like I feel that in Battle Royales. I'll get a win and then I'll get this really hard lobby. So like they push me up way high and then I get creamed. So then they bring me down a little bit and then up, you know? A freaking Smurf who has 0 hours in the game, they get 40 kills. There should be a system in place to where they are ranked 5 up. Like, it's pretty simple. That way this bronze silver area, bronze silver area can be fixed so that we don't have any of these stupid idiots paying for Smurfs to help them, or just, I don't know, people just trying to have fun and ruin other people's times. Because really, they're literally ruining our experience with a game because they're too lazy to play in an elo that they should be and in a rank that they are, because they just want to have fun and just get some kills and feel good about themselves, wink off a little bit by pony noobs. But pisses me off, dude.
No, man, it's a problem, and it's not just Valorant. It's like every game.
Well, and you see it so much more in free-to-play games that are you're able to make 10 accounts because all you have to do is make a new email and whatnot.
That's what Counter-Strike did. When you guys first got into it and you got some wins, it would like make a cooldown on your account for 24 hours before you could play another competitive game. And that was for smurfing. So that way people can just constantly make 4 or 5 accounts every day and just constantly playing on very low elo. They would have to wait and just do one game every day until they get their rank, and then they're good. It's annoying, but I think it helped a lot.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't have as much of a memory of Smurfs. I mean, I feel like I have some, but I feel like it's more prevalent in Valorant. Am I right? Than what we went through?
Smurfs, I feel like, yeah. But in Counter-Strikes, the bigger part is hackers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I feel like Valorant's pretty good. I haven't seen it once in my games.
I don't think so.
The very first day I played in the beta on Valorant, it was like the second round. It ended the game, and then in huge, bold red letters it said, "Cheater detected."
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then it stopped the game. That's all I've seen, except for I did report someone, and then it did tell me that they got banned. That's the only time I've seen it as well.
With that being said, leave us in the comments down below your opinions on ranked play, maybe some ways that Valorant and other games could deal with Smurfs and deal with how they should do their ranked play in their games. And thanks so much for listening in and watching. Go ahead and hit up the Discord and hit up the subscribe button and all that jazz. Yeah, deuces.
See you next week.
Bless you.